Hugo Calderano, his high toss serves, and everything else that makes him spectacular to watch to start off this best-of-7 match.
Love 1.
Smart placement here. Zhendong playing it a bit on the elbow. Calderano not able to generate some of the power that we know he has with that backhand. Patient play, holds the wrist back, comes inside the table and plays it uncomfortably wide. So leveled out here at 1 point apiece now.
One, two.
Soft touch, Hugo Calderano. A man of many sports, father's a PE teacher. Could have gone pro in volleyball, but chose table tennis. Never looked back. It's given us lots of thrills over the years. Many more years to come. Step around full power. Now in 2018, the one time that Hugo Calderano beat Zhendong, the tactics were well, not simply, but partially this. Make the first opening count, play lots of parallels.
Let 3, 1.
Zhendong, one of the most complete players in the game at this point in time.
Let 3, 1. 3, 2.
Good spin shot deep. Zhendong getting his second point on the board here. Nice opening. Backhand to backhand. Zhendong, arguably the best backhand in the world.
2, 4.
Interesting, a little bit of self-coaching here. It sounded like in English he said no good. So the fan vote here, Zhendong with almost 70% of the votes, Hugo Calderano. The other side with 31. Cast your votes at worldtabletennis.com or on the WTT app.
3, 4.
It's tough to imagine, but even blocking a ball, meaning not moving your racket at all and trying to control this, is incredibly difficult. Hugo Calderano knows that he has to take his chances in the counterattacks. Oh, look at the backhand here. Steps around to the forehand side, paints it wide. That wrist turns sideways, tough to tell where he's gonna go and what spin exactly he's gonna be on it. You know there will be some top spin, but what else? Tough to know. Right into the middle, it won't come down. I mean, it will, but not on the table. That's how gravity works. 6-3 now, Calderano. One to the middle, and again, right on that elbow. It's where players are gonna go if they can't hit a ball they think is out of reach.
4, 6.
Nice patient receive here. Zhendong waiting, doesn't come in too early. Starts to step in just in case, but holds his ground for the potential long serve to come. Ooh, not an easy way to win a point against Zhendong. We've seen very few players lob down or play defense to win points against the cannon on the other side. Calderano up by 3, looking for the first here in this best-of-7.
8, 4.
And a Liu, a gift. Looking for the long serve, carries just long. Fun time for the fans right here. Resting Wong Hao face back there on the bench. Close to that edge, but Calderano in control of the touch game right now from the open power to the placement. Smart play. Zhendong one more time into the middle. Calderano with 2 big shots in this rally. Backhand covers the backhand corner with the forehand here. And as he starts to move to the wide line, it comes right back into the body. Surprise flick. Attack out of nowhere. Calderano, a page out of the Ma Long flick book. Oh, beautiful guiding shot and the parallel to follow up. Girl from Brazil with 5 game points.
5-10. 10-6.
Soft touch, but Fan Zhendong there cleans up with the opening attack. Four game points left. Serves with Calderano, should he need the second one. Soft hands does it inside the table. Calderano secures game one. Definitely won a lot of hearts despite being beaten by Liang Jingquin, having a few match points. I think 3 he said on his Instagram post.
1 love.
Nice long serve from the reverse pendulum. A man on a mission here to change what happened. Can't change the past, but he can definitely pave the way moving forward.
1 hole.
Testing the wingspan on the forehand side. It's the backhand inside the table. You'll see a lot of players using that backhand inside because they get more wrist with the backhand for more racket speed than they could with the forehand over the table.
2-1.
Good opportunity, taking his chances here. Hugo Calderano. This long empty serve, tries to reach out in front, take the ball early.
Flat. 2-0.
Serve success here. Hugo Calderano with almost 55%. Fan Zhendong only 30.
3-2.
But with the scoreline we saw in game one, 11-6, that's understandable. Calderano leaving it nice and shallow, but just high enough. Fan Zhendong quick to come in. This time around, adjustments made. Calderano getting his 4th ball attack to tie it up. Weight forward. Chole.
3-0.
Tough to read the spin on this serve. You'd imagine there's not much. After all, Fan Zhendong lifting up and out. Calderano varying his spin game incredibly well on the serve. Good pressure in near the net. Fan Zhendong staying in for the attack. It was that half-long push. If you're newer to the game, half-long means the ball might not come off the table after 1 bounce. Might get a second bounce, and that puts some hesitation in the opponent.
4-5.
As loaded with spin as can be, Calderano with the backhand. Again, players at this level will prefer to use the backhand to receive. The risk is they leave open that deep backhand corner, as you saw Fan Zhendong trying to exploit. Bit of defense, the sky lob comes down. Interesting. A backhand counter to put a little bit more pressure on, but still high arcing spin. That ball's a little bit deeper. Calderano looking to move his way back into the table.
Play, please. 5-0.
He'll try to stay close wherever he can. He's good behind the table, but Fan Zhendong doesn't lose many points with the opponent back.
6-5.
Tight serve to the short forehand. Calderano back in front by 1. The only time Hugo Calderano won the 2018 World Tour Grand Finals was here in Incheon. Again, not a superstitious guy, but the coin was green and yellow, just saying.
6-4.
Also just saying at the towel break, Fan Zhendong won their last 4 encounters.
6-0.
Although the last one was in the decider. 2023 star contender Ljubljana, Slovenia.
6-7.
Fired up and loaded. That backhand, again, opening attack with quality. It takes so many details to be just right to earn a point. against the world number 2 and the top seed in this event. Feels weird to say world number 2 as he spent such a majority of the time since 2019 at world number 1. The back-to-back world champion, Zhendong. 7 points apiece now, 2 serves to come for the Thrill from Brazil. Nice slow change up down the line after the long push. It took 2 clever shots here to throw off Zhendong. There's one. And the other one right down the line. Zhendong can leap quite far with those quads. And the strong legs to catapult him around.
7-9.
Now this is where things get interesting. I mean, they have been from the start. But again, with their head-to-head, if Calderano, the business end of this game, is able to close it out, pressure becomes very real for one of the most beaten players in the top 4 in the world.
8-9.
For Team China, you're looking at an Olympic trial all the time. This event, right after the Singapore smash, that one barely misses the edge. I was going to say that Zhendong, even though he's been world number 1 and he's the back-to-back world champion, he's been beaten by non-Chinese players more than most of his big teammates. Look at this, as wide as can be. Calderano, flexibility in the backhand. The footwork here as he shuffles around the backhand corner. Hugo Calderano. The muscle fibers in the legs, you can see just about every single one. It's almost like he doesn't even have skin. 10 serving 8. 2 game points for Hugo Calderano. Ooh! Hope Zhendong isn't injured here. Players back at the table. From the little that I heard from Wang Hao, I'd have to guess he's inviting longer shots, saying, get into the rally quickly, put some pressure on.
1 love.
When you think about what coaches have to do, they have to be cheerleaders for their players, psychologists, but also be able to dissect the game. Oh, back edge.
Love 2.
Bit of a break for Calderano as he takes his first 2 serves and converts them to points. This one comes down, it's going to be a nasty shot. What looked like a tomahawk chop block carries just long. So far, the servers had the advantage every point this game. Wow. No shot a la Mion out here. Look at that. If it comes down again, really difficult to deal with.
2-4.
Nice combination, playing with the depths of the table. Zhendong brings Calderano in, sends him right back to the baseline. Ooh, a taste of his own medicine. Just catching the back there. Cashing in an IOU a bit early. Zhendong finding his rhythm now. Calderano knows that despite being up 2-0, it's not over until it's over. He's going to have to keep up one of the best performances of his life for this entire match. He's done it before, but it's been 6 years. Remember, on the other side of the draw, Liang Jingquin and Ma Long are waiting. Got a long way to go in this best of 7 before that. Start talking about it when it gets closer in terms of head-to-heads. They're well handled on the long serve. Hugo quick to pivot and turn the corner. Plays it a bit into the elbow and then deep to the corner. Classic combination. If you hit it at the elbow, they use the backhand to cover. That opens up the backhand.
No flashlight, please.
If they turn to play the forehand, that opens up the forehand corner.
Thank you. Three, 5.
Zhendong making sure he's got clear vision. Important thing.
3, 6.
Loaded with spin. Again, this backhand. He's got explosive power when he needs it. Look at the legs of Zhendong. I can tell you, they are not light and they are not weak. Sky lobs. Rackets turned around. Zhendong with the red out. And he twiddled back to win the point. How did he do it? When did he do it? So much to keep track of. Calderano volunteering a bit of defense. There's the racket turned around. Red on the forehand for more speed. Now he's stuck. He switched it back. Did you see that? It was so fast. Played one shot. A counterattack with the red out, and that's 7 of the last 8 for Zhendong.
7-4.
The last 2 points have not been the recipe that Hugo Calderano would want when he comes to the table, but he manages to still win the point. Again, he's good behind the table. He's solid on both wings. See the facial expression there. Zhendong knew that he had earned the good positioning in that point. Still a 3-point lead for the world number 2. A bit of self-defense covering in the middle. Again, both of these players in the touch game. It's a game of hot potato to see who can protect and keep the other off the attack. But a full stroke there from Zhendong leaves very little time. It's right into that crossover point. Right at the elbow, the right elbow of Hugo Calderano. Heavy spin deep to the corner, makes it a 3-point game out of the second towel break. Remember, this third game, if Hugo Calderano takes it to be up 3-0, he'll be confident and he'll hold nothing back. 2-1, confidence goes the other way. Combination, one after another, right off the bounce. Calderano showing the fitness here. Look at this, one on the move. A Calderano-like defensive play from Zhendong. It takes a few. These players have more in common than you'd know. Backhand down the line. Gets himself well in position and invites the opening attack. But Hugo Calderano passes, says, no, I'll give it to you with a long push. Sometimes responding to the opening can be more effective as the opening attacker has to recover. Nice placement on the push, 1-point game once again. Now Hugo Calderano has been up 3-0 against one of the now top 3 in the world from China. We'll be playing later on in the third match, Liang Jingqun. Liang Jingqun was able to come back, but it sure helped Hugo's chances here. Right down the line, sneaks it past, clips the edge and continues to bend. Calderano taking his chances. That ball right there was the one for me. To lean forward like that. And that's the one that catches the edge a bit to continue out of reach. 6 of the last 8 points for the thrill from Brazil. And guess what it is now? 9-9. Soft hands and the spinny backhand. He earns himself game point, Calderano. That backhand inside the table has been worth its weight in gold. And this game 3 could be crucial. Fan Zhendong coming off not the best event of his life in Singapore 2 weeks ago. And he takes a 3-0 lead, Hugo Calderano. He's got a lot of work to do here. Calderano doesn't miss by much, the undying effort. It's funny, the players have to take such incredible care of themselves. The amount of effort put into protecting their main instrument. Which is their physical body. Calderano had trained in Oxenhausen for quite some time. Beautiful nature all around.
1-2.
And he's on the scoreboard here. Not so many beat Fan Zhendong in a best of 7 outside of his teammates. Chop block carries just long. The jab. Calderano comes at this with side and under. Watch it as the topspin comes in. Tries to close the racket enough to keep that heavy topspin down. He's starting a lawnmower out there, except the opposite motion.
4-1.
So good start here for Fan Zhendong, but because it's a small sample pool of points, don't let the percentages fool you. It's only 3 points between them. Backhand from behind the table, and it's a 2-point game at the towel break. This is one of the many reasons that Calderano is so dangerous. Again, if you're newer to table tennis, you might think, you ever watch those guys who get 15 feet behind the table? You ever see those players? They don't want to be there. That's why Team China works so hard to stay right at the baseline. Fan Zhendong keeps his position close to the table to extend his lead back to 3. Pressure on the backhand. As wide as can be, gets that fishing shot out, shuts down the big counter backhand that we saw the point before. Calderano explodes on this one, earns himself the opportunity in the touch game. Quick off the bounce. Table tennis is fun to play, even if you're not a professional. But the professionals can't be lazy for a moment. Constantly moving to get in better position, to take the ball early, to shut down their opponent's options.
6-3.
Placement on this one. Fan Zhendong, a little bit more into the body. Calderano trying to leap forward, catch it in front. Testing the wide backhand once again. Fan Zhendong was up in game number 3, 8-4. Same differential as here. I think 7-3 as well. Long push does it. He's surprising and tricky when he comes in. Calderano constantly mixing it up. Told you they had a lot in common. Backhand power is one thing. They both speak Chinese is another. Mandarin specifically.
8-4.
So this is the score line from here in the last game. Hugo Calderano won 3 points in a row and would eventually take the game 11-9. Rocket power. The speed on this one, it's tough to counter. Even with Calderano's reaction time, when you see frames for the ball in this high-def shot, the slow-mo replay, it just shows you how fast that shot is.
5-9.
Backhand moving around the back of the table here. Calderano making his case. Side and top spin perfectly to the corner. The ball nearly filling that O in Incheon.
4 case. 2.
Interesting.
5-9.
Ball kid not finding the seat for a minute. Calderano saying, done? And now 5 game points for the world champion back-to-back, Zhendong. Quality serve deception with that high toss. With a higher toss, the ball comes into the racket with more speed, which means the player can generate more spin and more speed, but it's tougher to control at contact. And there it is, game. Zhendong gets his first one on the board and earn his place in the final. The combination did not go for the flip kill. Could have. Gets up, looks like he's gonna hit it hard, but changes. Zhendong says, stay behind the table. You think I'm gonna attack. Then he brings him in, and that's when the follow-up comes.
Let 1-love.
Look at the DJ 40+ 3-star ball they're using. Clever push, a taste of his own medicine comes back at Hugo. Long push, surprise to the baseline. So clinical, holds out the racket and at the last moment puts the elbow into it. A little bit more force and pressure there.
2-1.
In terms of pressure, there's no doubt about it. From the start of this match, Hugo Calderano put it on. They're both very physically fit. Stamina, we've seen Zhendong play through some long matches.
1-3.
It almost seems like the more sweat is flowing, the more fired up he is, the more energy he gets. And a parallel shot down the middle, right into the body of Calderano. From the baseline, Calderano turns for the forehand, behind the back attempted. He can do just about anything. I've seen him hit shots through the legs from behind the table, with his back facing the table. But now he's down 1-4.
5-1.
Now, if this were a choose your own adventure, the last time he had that opportunity, he faked the attack and played a soft, empty ball.
5-1.
And this is why, because unless you can finish the point, the time it takes to recover from that flick sometimes can cost you. Zhendong 5-1 up here. Parallel winner here, a beauty. Calderano casually down the line. That low spinny shot, that was a drive, comes right back to the short side. Change of pace from Calderano, spins it a bit more shallowly on the table. Not easy to do when a ball comes in that fast. Watch this. There it is. Just a little bit more than halfway to the baseline. It's a rhythm-breaking spin shot. Calderano breaks 2 serves from Zhendong. As flexible as can be with the upper body, Fan making that move from the middle. Watch his upper body here. Oh, man. Has to pull the elbow and everything, raise the shoulder and come right in to snap. And still generates a spin for a 3-point lead.
7-3.
Same score line we saw in the last game. Zhendong holding the reins right now. Like to be in control of where this carriage is going. Chiquita wide. Calderano inside the table. Remember, Zhendong no longer has his timeout. Hugo Calderano still does, should he need it. That is Wang Hao in his zone. Well, now second towel break, and not a lot of wiggle room between them. For Calderano to read that serve perfectly, even in slow motion, it was tough to tell exactly what Zhendong did to the ball.
5-7.
Trying to pump himself up, whatever it can take. Zhendong knows pressure. He's been there many times before. And that's 3 in a row. Calderano looking at a second serve. Zhendong goes for a little walk because he doesn't have a timeout left. There it is. One more touch shot. Not just two, but a third. Calderano waits for the opening attack, pulls from the middle to get this to the deep corner, and 6 of the last 8 points have gone to the Thrill from Brazil, and it is dead even at 7 apiece. This one's just too strong. To find balance in the touch game. From down low, we'll get another look. Not a bad shot there. Calderano's received, but Zhendong very good inside the table. Again, explosive backhand, as you saw. Puts him up by 1. Last 2 serve combination, it was Calderano who won both on the receive. How does he pull this one out? Back on his heels for this, and somehow he pops up to his feet. Keep your eyes on the feet. Oh man, lower body, weight room, and every other bit of exercise and conditioning for moments like that. 7 serving 9. Smart play. Only one time in recent history have we seen that forehand flick come out. Calderano almost consistently has gone against intuition, has not taken the bait. Zhendong being warned to not delay. Well, Zhendong earns this point. Calderano felt very much in the rally here. This looks like a ball that we've seen him make time and time again. Pressure constantly changing, not only based on the score, but based on the positioning of your opponent. 2 game points for Zhendong. And he takes it 11-8. So Calderano will have to play another game in this match. Both sides have found themselves in a position where they realize they need to fire themselves up. After being up 7-3 last game, 4 points taken from Zhendong. So Hugo Calderano trying to get that early start. Ooh, the chop block works! This ball is so loaded with spin. Closed racket, straight side spin. It clips the net and goes out. Tough to know exactly how much of what is on it when someone plays that chop block. Corner to corner, it takes 2 big shots in this rally. Fan Zhendong keeps the pressure alive. Remember, no timeouts here. What a move from Calderano to lean back and play this forehand the opposite way. Fan Zhendong with a Krianga-like backhand on the run. It's not the first time we've seen Calderano fool his opponent and get the ball back into the net. Subtle on the serve. Would be nice to have a timeout for Fan Zhendong, but he's already used it. 0-4. Still the early parts of the game, an encouraging scoreline for the thrill from Brazil. The type of determination that he'd bring in this game. Feels like a ticking time bomb when your toes are on the finish line and you can't cross it. If I'm Hugo Calderano or Jean-René Meunier, the coach, I say, that's right, that's okay. Don't feel anxious to make the opening attack. It's worked incredibly well for you. Hugo Calderano's been better in responding to the opening attack, depending on its quality, depending on the opportunity he has to open.
6-1.
And after Fan Zhendong got his first point, Hugo Calderano continues and extends the lead back to 5. This is an exchange rate that Fan Zhendong cannot afford at this point in time. He's down a queen and trading pieces. Behind the back, but it doesn't win it. The crowd oos, and Fan Zhendong doesn't blink. That can be distracting. It's jarring. Look at this. Fan Zhendong still reacts. They love the replay. And he regains his composure so quickly. Yeah, we can see that time and time again. The follow-up from Calderano, when you make a shot like that, you really want to win the point.
3-6.
And much the same on the other side. When someone makes a shot like that against you, you don't want to be the poster child for being beaten in the highlight shot of the day. So Fan Zhendong escaping from that, in quotes, privilege. A big point to extend back to a 4-point lead. 6-4 would have been quite uncomfortable considering they're past the last 2 games. Calderano getting tough here. He's been tough, but a new level. Fan Zhendong inside the table. The opening Chiquita so fluid. He loads it and then quickly back. Doesn't cost him any footing. Second serve and a big one for Calderano.
5-7.
Interesting timing for a cheer from the crowd. It's a tough one, but he'll have to shrug it off. Essentially pretend it never happened. Fan Zhendong dries the ball. Now within 2 points after taking 2 points on receive. This is it. That touch shot empty once again. These pushes, that extra push, and then the parallel backhand. Calderano with side and topspin on this ball, and unlikely, the unlikeliest of shots he has made consistently throughout this match. 3 points between them and 3 points between the finish line and that man right there. The thrill from Brazil. The spinny backhand, it's a 4-point lead. It is starting to seem real. There will be no celebration until it's over. Any lapse in focus Could be the difference of the match. Top players in the world know this. It's world number 8 with 2 serves and a chance to close out the match. Earns himself 5 match points. Calderano, for the first time since 2018, is in position. First time with match points since 2018 here in Incheon. Green and yellow, the coin called it all, and Hugo Calderano takes down the top seed for the 2nd time in his career.